hit the other mantra that resonates with me when you say it is every Marine is a rifleman. That is something that drew me to the Marine Corps as a young kid. There was a uniqueness about the Marine Corps in my mind that really drew me to the Marine Corps. And the thing I always liked as a kid about the Marine Corps was it was kind of like instead of being part of the service, you were the service. You were a Marine. And I loved that about the Marine Corps. Is the Marine Corps had Marines, and I just had some appeal in my mind of like I wanted to have this unique experience, but I really more than anything wanted to be a Marine. What was interesting about that is, so I joined the Marine Corps, and up at the basic school, I get selected for a flight school spot, and I'm thinking like this is awesome, but I wanted to have this uniquely Marine Corps experience before I got out of the military. And it's like, well, I had this thing I wanted to have this uniquely Marine Corps experience before I left the Marine Corps. And nothing against the experience that I had, but it wasn't very Marine centric. And so I volunteered to be what's called a forward air controller. Obviously, at the time, the Marine Corps wasn't super keen on that because I was the training officer, the weapons officer of Top Gun. I was a senior instructor at Top Gun. As the training officer, you're running Top Gun. It's the coolest job ever. And also with that, I had a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. And the Marine Corps wanted to put me to work in a Hornet in the F-18 community for obvious reasons. But there was a billet that was out there, something called a hot fill, which was a job nobody wanted. That if you volunteered, you automatically got it. So I volunteered for this, which was supposed to take me to Japan to be a forward air controller for a year, which is learning how to, use aircraft to call in airstrikes. And I was going to train a bunch of guys. After training out of Lejeune, I deploy in Iraq and I spend 7 months as a FAC, a forward air controller. If anybody listening or watching this has heard the term JTAC, a very common term, Joint Terminal Attack Controller, that's someone who's certified to call in ordnance off aircraft. All a FAC is in the Marine Corps is a pilot who's qualified to do that. And the Marine Corps has a belief, and I subscribe to it, is that a pilot has a unique ability to do that because their perspective of understanding what's happening inside the airplane is so high. And so a FAC has a unique point of view, which I do believe that the drawback to that is a lot of these pilots, you've invested millions and millions and millions of dollars in a decade or so of training. And so there's a lot of risk by taking a Marine pilot and putting him in with a Marine battalion, a maneuver element, but that's how the Marine Corps does it. And I was an Anglo FAC, and I ended up finding myself in downtown Ramadi, supporting, in this case, the Army, which is kind of random because I wanted to be, a uniquely Marine experience.